Hello everyone, I welcome you all to this lesson. Today I am going to discuss Merchant of Venice, Act 2, Scene 4, which takes place at Venice, a street outside Shylock's house. So here I begin. And before that, have you subscribed to my channel? If you haven't, please do. And also watch the full video and send in your comments. I read your comments. You must have noticed that I am answering your queries too. So now let me start. Act 2, Scene 4. This scene takes place at Venice, the street outside. Although this is a small scene, the street outside Shylock's house. Although this is a small scene, still I have made it separately so that you can understand nicely. Enter Gratiano, Lorenzo, Solario and Solanio. So they were having a live discussion. Lorenzo: nay, we will slink away in supper time, disguise us at my lodging and return all in hour. So Lorenzo says, no, we will slip away, that is, leave the place unnoticed during supper time. Then we will put on our disguise at my house and return all in an hour. So this is the plan. What is the plan? They are planning to bring out a mass procession. Now you must be wondering, what is a mass procession? Masque was a favorite form of entertainment during the Elizabethan period. In Shakespeare's time, it was quite a popular form of entertainment where people would either paint their faces, varnish their faces with paint, or they would put on their mask, disguise their identity, a type of Holi like we play here in India. In Holi festival also, when we play with colors and our faces are painted in colors, so our identity gets merged up and it is difficult to recognize and identify one another. So in Elizabethan period also in England, this was a favorite form of entertainment of putting mask and taking out a procession. But the difference is that they would take out the mass procession during night. During those days, there was no electricity, so they would trip and all fall. So every mask had a torch bearer in front of them. That person would, how would the procession proceed? So that is why in this way they would, all the mass processions would carry a torch with themselves, that is the marshal, that is burning torches. Each mass procession would follow the torch bearer and the mass procession would be carried with music, and this is how the mass procession would continue and people would enjoy it. Even there would be people to watch from their houses. So Lorenzo is planning a mass procession because it will give him the right opportunity to take Jessica out from her father's house and elope. At this moment, we find that his friends are not really prepared. So what Gratiano says, we have not made good preparation. So Gratiano says, we have not made good preparations for the mass procession. Salario, we have not as us yet of the torch bearers. So Salario also says he is also not willing. He says we have not spoken of the torch bearer, as torch bearer is a must in the mass procession. So Salario says that we haven't arranged for the torch bearer. Solanio, it's while unless it may be quaintly ordered and better, in my mind, not undertook. So Solanio says, so even the third friend also disagrees. He says it would be a wild thing unless it is organized properly. Means it won't look good. That in that case, I would think it is better not to be undertaken as we cannot do it properly. So Lorenzo says, it's now but 4 o'clock. We have 2 hours to furnish us. So Lorenzo seems to be quite optimistic. So he says that there is 2 hours are left to furnish us with, as it is 4 o'clock now. So enters Lancelot with a letter. He says, with a letter, that is the friend of Lancelot. What's the news, Lancelot? And it shall please you to break up this, it shall seem to signify. Lancelot, this letter Jessica had given him to give to Lorenzo in the previous scene. It is that very letter that friend Lancelot, what is the news? He says, if you break the seal of this letter, it will give you the name of it will give you the names. So Lorenzo looks on the seal of the letter. Lorenzo, I know the hand in faith. It's a fair hand and whiter than the paper it writ on. Is the fair hand than the writ. So Lorenzo says, so love is blind. Lorenzo says that I know the handwriting. He looks at the handwriting and says, it is fair hand. Here he makes an exaggeration by saying that the paper on which the letter has been written, the hand is whiter than the white paper. So he is comparing the hand to the white paper. So with the Jessica's beautiful hand to the white paper on which the letter is written. And again Lorenzo's opinion that Jessica's hand is whiter than the paper on which the letter has been written to Lorenzo. So Gratiano, when he sees Lorenzo praising the handwriting so much, then he guesses that it must be a love letter. So dear, he says, Gratiano, love news in faith. Gratiano says, love news in faith, Lancelot. Be your leave, sir. So Lancelot has done his job. He was given the letter to give it to Lorenzo by Jessica, and he has given it to him, as he has seen Lorenzo here only. So there is no need for him to dispatch the letter at the party. He found Lorenzo and he has given him the letter. So Lorenzo says, whiter goest thee. Lorenzo. So Lorenzo is asking Lancelot that, Lancelot, where are you going? Lancelot, Mary, sir, to bid my old master the Jew to sup tonight with my master the Christian. So Lancelot says, here Mary means mother of Jesus Christ, and he is swearing by Mary, that is by God or on God. So don't mistake it for Mary. He is not going to get married. So where is Lancelot going? He is going to invite Shylock to dine that night with Bassanio, his new master. Lorenzo, hold here. Take this. Tell the gentle Jessica, I will not fail her. Speak it privately. Go, gentlemen. Exit Lancelot. Will you prepare you for this mask tonight? I am provider of a torch bearer. So here Lorenzo gives him some money and tells Lancelot to convey the message to Jessica that he will reach on time. He will not fail or betray her. This message is given verbally rather than a written one by Lorenzo to Lancelot. He also says that don't convey this message in front of others, but say it privately. So Lancelot leaves, and then he is telling that gentlemen, and the gentlemen to whom he is referring are Gratiano, Solanio and Solario. So he is asking them, are you preparing for mask tonight? As I am provider with a torch bearer. So he has got a torch bearer. Whom is he intending? He means Jessica will be his torch bearer. This is Lorenzo's plan. Solario, Mary, I'll be gone about it straight. So suddenly all of them have become agreeable, and Solario says, say by Mary, I am going immediately. Then even Salanio, and so I will. Salanio also agrees, and he says that so will I. Lorenzo, meet me and Gratiano at Gratiano's lodgings some hours hence. So Lorenzo says, earlier all of them were opposing the idea of mass procession, but now everyone agrees. So Lorenzo says that you all come and meet me at Gratiano's lodging after some time, that is, at Gratiano's house, some hours from now. Salario, it's good we do so. Exit Salario and Solanio. So he says, Salario says, it is good that we do so, that is, meet you both at Gratiano's house. So these two leaves, and that is Salario and Solanio, both of them leaves. Gratiano, was that the letter from fair Jessica? Gratiano says, so now Gratiano asks to Lorenzo, that was that the letter from fair Jessica, as he had already assumed that the letter had come from Jessica. So he is asking him, that wasn't that letter from Jessica? Lorenzo, I must need tell thee, she hath directed how I shall take her from her father's house. What gold and jewels she is furnished with, what paid suits she hath in readiness. If ever the Jew her father come to heaven, I will be for his gentle daughter's sake, and never dare misfortune cross her foot, unless she do it under this excuse, that she is issue to a faithless Jew. Come, go with me, pursue this as thou goest. Fair Jessica shall be my torch-bearer. Exit. So Lorenzo says, so what does Lorenzo say? Yes, just see, this is a lover. He says, I think I should tell you everything. So Jessica has written every detail of her plan of elopement. She is a schemer. She is planning how Lorenzo will come and take her from her father's house. What gold and jewels she is robbing from her father to provide themselves, and she has to disguise herself of the fear of being caught. So she plans to put on the dress of a servant boy. Page here means servant boy, and she has managed to get the uniform of a servant boy. Now this line is very important. If ever the Jew her father come to heaven, it will be for her gentle daughter's sake, as this is an exaggeration. Lorenzo says that Shylock has no chance of coming to the heaven, but if he comes, it will be only because he is Jessica's father, as if Jessica is doing something very great. We are impartial people, and we feel Jessica is not doing anything great. She is robbing her father rather. Portia is a much better daughter. Why? Because though she is not willing, but she is obeying her father's command. Though it is difficult for her that she cannot choose her husband, yet she is obeying her father, whereas this girl Jessica, she is telling that I am ashamed of her father. So why isn't she ashamed of his money? She is robbing him, and yet Lorenzo feels that Jessica is so great. So if Shylock comes to heaven, it will be only because of the fact that he is Jessica's father. And Jessica should never face any misfortune or bad luck. And if she does, it will be because of the fact that she is the daughter of Shylock. Jessica should not face misfortune, and if she does, it is because she is Shylock's daughter. Shylock should never come to heaven, and if he comes, it is because he is Jessica's father. Come, go with me, pursue this as thou quest. Fair Jessica shall be my torch bearer. So he is telling Gratiano, come along and read this letter as you are following me, and Jessica is going to be my torch bearer. So this is where Act 2 Scene 4 ends, and here we get the idea of the mass procession. But later we will find that the mask has been called off because of favorable wind has suddenly come, and Bassanio has to leave before time, and had been planned because he will have to leave earlier. In those days, the sea journey was dependent on the favorable wind, as the wind would puff up the sails and the journey would be possible. In those days, engines were not there as it is now, so they had to depend upon the wind. So ultimately, there won't be any mass procession, but somehow Lorenzo and Jessica are successful in eloping and running away from her father's house. I think you won't find any problem in understanding this scene, as it was a small and easy scene, but still go through every line. And I say every line is important, and in Merchant of Venice you have to pay attention to each and every line, as you never know from where the question may be framed. So dear children, with these words I end my lesson. You are free to ask your doubt in the comment section, where I shall reply you. Hope this lesson will be beneficial for you in your study. Thank you.